Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rico here, CEO of Search by Nature, back with another YouTube live. That was a little bit of a faux pas. I hit myself in the face with my camera.
There.
Yeah, so obviously we're still trying to figure out.
There you go.
Still trying to figure out how to do these lives properly. Yeah. So today, obviously this is young Jamie. Jamie's
Hola.
Jamie's,
I'm back.
Jamie's also live on her Facebook.
I'm at Facebook, yeah.
And just wanted to start with like, how do you start to incorporate your passions into your business? So like, you can be passionate about your business, right? But obviously, there's certain aspects of business that can become tedious, or you're not really interested in doing, but you have to do them because that's part of business. So, for example, it's never fun to have to fire employees and hire new employees. That whole,
Recruitment.
yeah, the recruitment process is, and then also the management of employees can be okay, but the times when your employees are not active, or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So like the kind of things that you don't really necessarily enjoy, and then of course you go into some things like marketing. On my side of the marketing thing, this is marketing, obviously. But I enjoy podcasting.
Yeah.
However, part of the reason why I haven't podcasted so much in the last year or so is because I was before I was interviewing people that like are interesting business people, but it was not like I have something like 210 YouTube videos, and then I have something like 300 podcasts. So that means I interviewed at minimum around like 150 people. So
That's including me.
that's including you. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. So what happens is like the conversation, I'm asking the same questions to everybody. And I try to make some of the questions tailor-made for whoever it is that I'm interviewing. But at the same time, it's like I don't know, it becomes boring, honestly.
No. At first, it's not boring because
At the beginning, it's fun.
even though it's the same question, they have different experiences.
Yeah, but
They have different style on how to handle people, business, how to deal with with people or client.
yeah,
So it's not boring on the first few,
yeah,
but it only gets boring if you're already getting the same answers because there's a lot of them already.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, you start to see patterns and things like that. I think you need to move a little bit to the left. You start to see patterns, and again, the speaker themselves can be really interesting and have really interesting things to talk about. But when you've done it like 150 times, my favorite podcasts are more like Joe Rogan, Tim Ferriss, where it's more of a conversation.
Yeah.
So you bring an interesting person that you know already, and then you have a conversation.
Yeah.
So
It comes out natural.
Yeah.
It's not scripted.
yeah, or maybe you find somebody fascinating. Maybe you've been following their work or their books.
And also, like, you learn something you haven't encountered yet.
So yeah, that being said, how I've started to incorporate that into my work, like doing things like this. So like Jamie's one of my friends. She family, and I've known her for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's 2018,
Yeah.
2019, early
Yeah.
2019.
So like it's more interesting for me to do a YouTube live with Jamie where we can talk about not just the business but business side of things, but also life
Life
in general.
ideas
So
and experience.
yeah, and then another thing that I started doing is like I've always liked teaching. So I was teaching back in
Yeah.
comments.
Hello, everyone.
Can you read those?
I'm.
Yeah.
It's kind of far, but I'll try. It's actually just notification that they're watching my friends on Facebook. Hello
Yeah.
everyone, I'm with my best
I
friend.
also got a notification that somebody joined as well.
Mhm. So
Um,
hello from us.
Drop in the comments, questions.
Yeah, if you have question or you want to join the conversation or the topic that we're talking about, you're free.
Yeah. How do you
You're welcome.
how do you bring some fun into your business life, your work life? How do you bring fun into it? Is basically what we're talking about. So,
Mm.
now having done, spoken for hours and hours in my podcast and YouTube videos, what I try to do now is I try to talk about wider subjects.
Mm.
And then one thing I realize is I'm passionate about podcasting because I like to teach.
Mm.
And I learned that I like to teach when I was teaching English in China.
Mm. And teaching is sharing.
Yeah,
So it's like sharing your knowledge, sharing your experience, and sharing your perspective.
yeah, perspective on everything. So like obviously teaching English is fun, but that's not necessarily 100% what I want to do. So like I was thinking to myself, with the podcasting, I can combine that side of myself. So then that means not just keeping myself in a small space of talking about business in China.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I can talk about life as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
I can talk to my friends and bring you guys.
And even business
into my-
people, and
yeah,
even business
business-
people,
Yeah, a lot of
they
my friends
don't
are
want
business
to.
people.
No, I mean the clients in
Yep.
China. For example, your clients in China.
Yeah.
Even our clients in the security agency. We like they are my clients, but I'll give an example. When Mike's players are here in the Philippines, I introduced them to one of my previous clients who
Mike.
plays basketball.
Mike is my business partner.
China Mike.
The people on the Source Manager channel will know who we're talking about, but Facebook people might
Yeah.
not know. So,
Yeah, so like I'm just making an example. Like I introduced them to my previous client who plays basketball. So when we like talked about it, about them, playing, he was like on the side. He was like, "Oh, by the way, this is the president of this and that, and if in the future they would need security, you can talk about business or providing security service for them." So the person introduced to me was introduced to me, like, yeah, I'll get your contact number from this and that. So it's incorporating other things aside from business, but still you're gaining their I think it's not just trust, but their comfort to deal business, do business
Well,
with
this
you.
is a big part of the thing of like when I was visiting factories in China on a regular basis. The owners of the factories, by the way, let us know if the sound is okay.
If you can hear us,
Yeah.
yeah, because we're a bit far
I'm
from.
trying to talk as
the
loud
camera.
as possible, and I didn't link up my microphones and stuff because we kind of did this on the fly.
Yeah.
So yeah, in China, like you go to okay, so you're trying to make a water bottle or whatever, right? So you go to a bottle factory, plastics manufacturer. You go to the factory, you would sit down for 5 to 10 minutes, tell them about your project, then they take you on a tour around the whole factory. That doesn't really take that long, maybe another 15 minutes. Then you go back and sit down again and kind of discuss what you've seen and
Like
ask them
what you
your
observed.
perspective is, yeah. Then they go, let's go to a restaurant. Why? Because they want to put you in an environment where it's not this like we're in the office and it's
Yeah.
just stuffy, like sitting down
Mm.
and all this kind of stuff.
And it's pure business.
Yeah, it's pure business. So a lot of business deals are done over drinks and
Yeah.
and dinners or lunches and things like
Mhm.
that. Like even for me, like these days, I very rarely like if I have a in-person business meeting, it's usually over like lunch.
Mm.
Sometimes or we go to play golf
Mm.
or yeah, lunch, dinner, golf, even shisha.
Mm.
You know, so it's very rare that we're just gonna go sit in an
Yeah.
office somewhere.
And also, like, if you're out of the office,
Yeah.
you tend to be more like yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have this subconscious mind that, oh, I'm in the office or I'm in this company, I need to be formal, I need to be this and that. But when you go out and you're with that person from that company, you tend to relax more.
Yeah.
So they see you more as a person. And sometimes it's also important to be seen as a person and not just a business. Is because how it's like how would you treat me?
Yeah.
Are you just treating me nice because you need something from me for my business? Or you're treating me, you're respectful to me because you see me as a respectable person as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So like bringing those elements into your work, um, it helps to keep yourself engaged as well. Because like I mean we all know from the pandemic um, things changed, right? People are working from home, so and more companies started to implement remote work systems because of the pandemic. So like I mean I was lucky with my business because we had already implemented remote work systems like a year before the
Before it happened, before pandemic
yeah.
happens.
So because the reason why that happened, if you guys don't know from the obviously the Facebook people don't, but so basically I started traveling more for work and personal in 2017, and then going into 2018 when I met Jamie here in the Philippines. First time I came to the Philippines was end of 2017. So I was like traveling like almost every 2 months. Are you still there?
It's fine.
What do you mean? No, I didn't. What do you mean? No AC.
Turn down the temperature.
temperature,
I
okay.
thought you turned it off. I'm sorry. Nice up. Can we like change the view? I mean the camera view. Have you tried it? I haven't tried it yet.
What you mean? Switch it to.
Yeah, the camera, the front and from front to back camera on YouTube. I mean Facebook Live.
Of course you can, but what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to see. Like you're basically.
No, I just want to show to them.
The skyline. So then.
Yeah, how it looks like on what's our view.
Actually, mine is actually showing you right now.
I don't know how to do it on mine.
It's, yeah, there should be like, so you see how I have this right there
I don't have that option.
to flip the camera.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't have it.
Okay.
Someone says hi earlier. Vicky.
Vicky?
You know her?
I probably do if they're on my Facebook. Hi, Vicky.
Oh, and there's a comment. Diamond says your audio is terrible.
Yeah. Next time I'll have the microphones. I'll have the microphone linked up so the audio is much better.
Thank you for all those who commented or
It was just like I said. This was like a random. This was more of a random podcast vibe. So that's why the audio isn't as good. And then of course there's like AC and a fan.
phone dropping.
Yeah. It's not the most ideal situation. But hopefully you can still hear me. I'll need to talk louder. I can talk a little bit louder.
Yeah, I just know.
Just let us know. But I appreciate you guys being on, and I appreciate the feedback as well. This is how many times have I done a live? I think this is the 5th time I've done a live. But one thing you know about me is if you check out my YouTube videos, audio and video quality is very good, and usually it's something that I'm very strict about. Like I have editors and things like that. But for the live thing, that's something that is a new. It's a new game doing these lives on
Yeah.
a basis. All right, so where were we?
Like like closing or continuing the business.
Can I ask you a question? By the way, read it aloud. Okay,
Oh.
go ahead.
We like that interaction.
That's what we want. We want. That's the whole reason why we want to
Yeah.
do these lives is to answer questions and to have topics and
It's
everything like that.
smaller.
Yeah. So what's? I'm scared of this.
Yeah. like
Like,
like just
No.
by reading the name is like already
watching. And that's.
Yeah, that's G.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring them on camera. Who's them?
Oh no, it's like an option on
Or you
Facebook
can
Live.
bring
Yeah,
the
you
person.
can you can bring the person.
So the troller, if you want to troll me, then go ahead and troll me. Oh, I can take it.
Oh.
Why are the
Yeah.
and to make a long story short, it's about you know how in the West people like to suntan?
Mm.
In the East, people don't want to suntan. It's the opposite
Mm-hmm.
thing. They want to be lighter skinned,
Mm-hmm.
and the history behind it, and Jamie can add after I finish. The history behind it is basically like it represents poverty versus being wealthy. So like back in the day, people used to work in the fields, right, and the farms and stuff. The poor people work in farms, and then the rich people were inside. So the rich people tended to be lighter skinned
Mm-hmm.
than the poor people. So it created this ideology that somebody who is lighter skinned is more successful or has more money, which is obviously not necessarily true, especially in 2024. So yeah, that's where that comes from originally.
I know also you know the saying opposite attracts.
Mhm.
So Filipinos, I'm not saying everyone or all, but most of us, we like, we get infatuated or attracted to people who have lighter skin than us, and we feel intimidated with them, and also I don't know, like sometimes when you say the saying about you tend to ask, or the grass is greener on the other side. You think that they are better than you, but it's not. It's just
Jamie, try not to shake, but
I'm sorry. No. So you think that what you don't have is better, but it's just accepting. So, but to answer the main question, oh yes, I'm Filipino. I'm Filipino, the trawler. So I'm Jamie, by the way. So but the main answer
it's
to
just
why
be-
do
it's
we
just
use
because of the ring light. My
yeah.
skin tone looks similar to hers, but I'm darker.
Yeah, we have ring lights on. But the main reason why we use umbrella during the daylight is we don't like to get dark because we have more melanin, less melanin.
Yeah, I have more melanin than you. Black people have more melanin.
Yeah, us too. The
Yeah.
Filipinos have
No,
more
but
than the
it's- Oh, of course, yes. But I'm saying, okay. That's-
So no, Asians, like especially Filipinos, we have more melanin than white people. So we try to block the sun, the UV radiation, UV radiation and the sunlight, so we don't get darker. We like to be lighter. And if in the U.S. or other Western country, you use suntan lotion
Mhm.
or tanning lotion, we use whitening lotion.
The thing is, that was one of the things that was so weird for me when I first moved to the Philippines. or not even first, when I first visited the Philippines, I was on vacation, lotion. So I'm going into these stores to try to buy lotion, and then every single store had whitening lotion, and I was like, "What is going on here? I just want normal lotion. Like, just I don't want to whiten my skin. I just want normal lotion. Like, my skin is dry and all that. So I had to go to like 3 to 4 different Watsons to find normal lotion
Yeah, without the whitening.
without the whitening aspect to it. I was like, okay, this is strange. So
Just
then-
moisturizing lotion,
and
something like that.
at the time, the girl that I was dating, which you know, but I'm not gonna say her name. You know the person.
I know everyone.
You don't
I'm
know
your
everyone.
best friend.
You don't know everyone.
Almost everyone.
Just like you know people from like the past, and it's not even that many. Jesus Christ! I mean, it's not like it's like 30 people. So I'm sure.
Almost everyone.
You know like a few people.
Okay, let's go back to the topic.
No,
I know her.
I need to clarify because you can't just throw the comments out there. Anyways, but you know who I'm talking about, Filipino girl. So and then I was asking her, I was like, what is? I asked her the same question, and then she was like, yeah, people like to whiten their skin. She was also using whitening lotion, and she said she used to get made fun of in school about her skin tone and
Yeah.
everything like that, and I was just really confused about the situation. But it seems like we have some more comments.
Yeah, he said, so you're Filipino, okay lang yun. Cause is it hot?
How,
Read it. I'm still here.
it's hot.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So are you Bisaya or Tagalog? I'm Tagalog. I'm pure Tagalog. I'm from.
What's the difference between Visayan and?
Oh, we have different dialect, and Visayan people are they're from the Visayan region.
Okay.
So we have 3 major islands, right?
Yeah.
We have 7,600 plus islands in the Philippines, but the 3 major islands are Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So Luzon is the Tagalog region. Visayas, Visayan region, they speak Bisaya like
Is it kind
different
of?
dialect.
Yeah, no, okay, I understand because like in China, there's obviously Cantonese, Cantonese and Mandarin. Mandarin being the main language, and then even within different like let's say provinces.
Yeah, maybe that's better.
So I can't understand the one.
Oh, okay. I'll read it for you. Because it's in Tagalog. Hey, the troller, are you Filipino as well? So he said, same. So yun ang reason sa Pilipinas, bakit sila nag-umbrella. So he's saying, same. So that's the reason why Philippines use umbrella.
Yeah. So that's.
Yeah,
what
so
I expect.
we don't want to be darker. That's the main reason. But aside from we don't want to be darker, the more you're exposed to the sunlight, here in the Philippines, it's very humid. So the more you're exposed, the more like sweaty you feel. So with umbrella, it's less. I mean,
I don't think so because
you
humidity.
feel the humid, but it
Humid-
doubles. Like when you don't have umbrella.
Okay, yes, you have the
It's like more you feel more sweaty,
you have the sun.
and it's like you feel your face is burning,
You
like
have
your
the,
skin.
you have the sunlight, but the humidity side of things is like there's no way of like
you still
that's
feel
what
it.
makes you sweat.
Yeah, you
So
still feel it.
I'll just give you an example. So I was born in Zambia, right? And in Zambia it's not humid, but it's very sunny and it's hot.
Yeah,
So
dry.
It's a dry heat, yes. So it's like you can have 30 degrees temperature.
Mm.
You go under a tree, cool.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you feel very cool. So it makes sense in a place like Zambia to have an umbrella
Mm.
because as long as you're blocking the sun, you're good. But like in a place where it's humid, you're still gonna be fucking
Yes.
sweating yourself.
No, but what I'm saying is, with umbrella, you still feel the humidity, right?
Yes.
It's still humid.
Yeah, because
But without the umbrella, it doubles the sweat. It's double the sticky feelings. Promise.
I wonder if a scientist is watching this too.
I don't know. Like
Check
it,
for-
I'm talking about no how I feel it
Okay.
when I don't have and I have umbrella.
Okay.
It's more. I mean, you feel more sticky.
I honestly think it just doesn't make much of a difference besides blocking the sun itself.
The English is next. The Filipino one.
Sorry? Like, where are you from?
Yeah, where are you from?
Like,
I don't really get what you said about the English is next, the Filipino one. What do you mean? The English language is next to Filipino? Or Filipino language? But he said, well, thank you, I'll be going, and goodbye.
we're assuming that it's a he. Could be
Oh,
she.
he's from Maguindanao. That is also part of the Philippines.
How so? How did you see? Are you a follower on my channel? Is that how you saw?
Yeah,
the-
you saw our live.
Okay, so anyways, thanks for joining. But yeah, let me know if you're a follower on the channel. If you have other questions
Yeah.
related to maybe business as well, related to anything, life, business, Africa, Canada, the US.
Yeah.
This is gonna be always an open discussion.
Yeah. And we appreciate you interacting with us. That's actually very
One-
interesting.
One of the goals for this.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's interesting that someone is interacting, right?
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's
You're the
fun.
first one.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
And thank you.
Alright.
So if you're still there, yeah. So Rico is. Are you already Canadian or you're still Zambian?
Still have it.
So it's,
But I mean, I could have. Okay, I can't talk
it's
about-
different. Okay.
Because, like,
Like, it would be on a different.
No, as in from a legal perspective, I can't talk about.
Thank you.
Jamie, trying to put my
Thank you, controller. He's saying goodbye.
Bye. I'm trying to put my business out there. Jesus Christ.
Okay, fine. Cause he was talking.
You know how the
asking about
government. You know how the government.
Okay, fine.
Work like I mean, Jesus.
Okay, fine. I'll zip my mouth about it.
This is like,
Yeah, thank you again
Even
for
now,
joining
I'll-
us.
I'll tell you offline.
Yeah, okay. And how about on my Facebook Live? Any other question or topic you want to talk about or discuss with us? We're more than happy to interact with you. So we usually talk about business, but we also love talking about life as well. Like our personal life or experiences in life or life experiences. Yeah. So if there's anyone who wants to like join or ask something, you are all welcome. And to the people who just arrived on my live, this is Rico, the CEO of Source Fine Asia, and he's my best friend. What else?
What I was gonna say is like okay, I'm just gonna give some advice to anybody out there who's a young CEO and has watched the movie or has heard about this story. Mark Zuckerberg, when he first started Facebook, ironically, okay, Facebook.
Yeah, we're on Facebook.
When he first started Facebook, it was called the Facebook and everything. There's a movie called The Social Network, and basically what he ended up doing is when it started to pick up, he started to go for meetings to get investment, right? And he created a business card saying, "I'm CEO, bitch." Me, my stupid brain, because I watched the Social Network when I was like 19, 20, something like that. And then I started my company when I was 22. So me going like, oh, I'm going to like when I open my business bank accounts, I open my account and my password, like my security question. One of the answers was, I'm CEO, bitch. So what happened was, my online banking wasn't working, and I had to physically go to the bank. So I'm sitting there, and then they're asking me like, okay, so what's your username? Okay, I tell them the username, or I write it down or whatever. So what's your password that you usually use? I tell them the password. Then they're like, okay, so the security question, what's the answer to the security question? I'm like, I'm CEO. I'm CEO, bitch. Can you say that louder, sir? Can you say that a little bit louder? Like, I'm CEO. Okay, can I just write it down? So I ended up having to write it down in a piece of paper and slide it to the.
Is it a female
Yes, it was a female.
banker?
Yes, it was a female banker.
So you don't want to say it loud because you don't want to offend her.
Not even that. I was just embarrassed. It's not like I was in like some special booth. There was like somebody next to me, like maybe 1 meter, 2 meters away from me, dealing with another teller.
Yeah, and also
So they
like,
can hear me.
Yeah, people will think that you're disrespecting the
Yeah,
lady
well,
because there's a
wasn't-
bitch at the end of
Jamie,
it.
trust me, I wasn't thinking about that in that moment. I was just thinking about the fact that I have to tell this person that my password is, I'm CEO, bitch.
Password answer, security question.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still a
security
password.
question
Yeah,
answer.
the answer is like, I'm CEO. So yeah, I changed it immediately after that situation. And I was like, okay, hey, this is this is what happens. You can be smart at 22 and start a company, but you can also be stupid at the same time.
That's called smart ass.
So anyways, don't do that. Okay. Because you might end up in the same situation. We have to walk into the bank and start telling people that I'm CEO, bitch. Yeah, that was like one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, and I don't get embarrassed easily.
Yeah, I just wanna say,
There's some more comments.
he just commended his name. He said, "My name is Alver." Yeah, so thank you, Alver, for joining us here on Sourcefind Asia channel, and hope to catch you again next time on our next live.
Yeah, Oliver. Yeah, so the lives are gonna be a little bit inconsistent, but I think I'll have to start to post on social media and try to schedule the lives. But I mean, I can schedule the lives when I'm doing it by myself, but obviously Jamie has her own life as well, so that's why it's kind of inconsistent with the times. So what's going on yours?
It's just a notification of the people that are watching.
Do you want to say something in Tagalog so
Yeah.
we can maybe respond in Tagalog?
No, they understand English. That's fine. So hi everyone. For the people who just saw the live or joined my live, Facebook Live. This is Rico, my best friend, CEO of Sourcefind Asia, and we're doing a live podcast on his business channel. So I'm just sharing it on my Facebook, on my Facebook Live. So
And Rico the Handsome as well, you know.
I think they already know that. They can know this.
They can see it.
Yeah.
It's right here. Like this. Don't be shocked about how handsome I am.
You know the saying, birds of the same feather flocks together.
The birds of the same feather.
Feather flocks
Flock.
together.
Flock.
Flock together, not
Yeah.
without S.
Without this.
Yes, sir.
Also, when you say it with the S, it sounds different. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a different word.
Okay. Birds of the same feather flock together.
Yeah. It still sounds strange though. And I've already been accused of these things. Alright, that's an inside joke.
Okay.
So maybe we can, because we spent quite a bit of time on my YouTube stuff. Maybe we can talk to your Facebook peoples. What do you think would be interesting?
Oh, Maria Corazon Dael. She's my batchmate from um, Liceo, I think. From Liceo, right? Corazon? Yeah, and she just said, watching from Cavite. And then my cousin is there. Shout out po sa pinaka maapil mong
Your
pinsan.
cousin's also watching?
Yeah.
Does your cousin know who I am?
I don't think he already met you because I think Bam, are you in Australia right now? Or are you still in the Philippines?
With another person on my YouTube.
Mm.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? If you wanna drop a comment or ask a question,
Yes.
see what it
So Bem Apuya, that's my cousin. Originally from Bicol, but then he worked to Singapore and then moved to Australia. So I'm just not sure if he's here for a vacation or he already left because I know he came home for just a few days. So hi Bam, if you're in Australia, hi to your wife and your kid and kids. I don't know, you already have two, right? And my other cousins there, Ate Carmela, Ate Jeng, the other one, and and Tita. Hello to them.
What were we talking about before we started chatting with that folder?
Continuing the business talk outside the office.
Yeah, okay.
Like you make them feel
I think
comfortable.
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
On that subject, we had another topic that we wanted to touch on.
When to say no.
Yeah, so let's start with that. Let's go with that because we're probably gonna have to close the stream. So.
Yeah. So, this topic that I like or I wanted to talk about is called. Give me a second. Resume. Okay. So the topic that I wanted to talk about is how to say no. This is both in personal, not both, yeah. When it comes to business, personal life, and relationship. So not both because it's three of them.
Well, I mean, relationships is still your personal life.
Yeah. So both personal life and business.
This is your topic, so if you want to start.
No, you want to start first.
I'm only gonna talk about business. So,
On when to say no.
Yeah, I would say like when you feel pushed into something that you're not comfortable with. So, for example, I had a client. So, okay, let's put it like this: when you feel desperate, that's the moment when you should say no in a business sense. Because like I remember my first year of running the company, there was a guy who contacted us. It was towards the end of the business year. Chinese New Year was coming up, and basically we weren't making that much money during the time period. So the guy offered us he wanted to make a product, and for people that don't know about Chinese New Year, it's like a rush to produce a bunch of different products and ship them out to other countries. So it doesn't really make sense. Like, let's say if Chinese New Year is in February, if you're starting a new product, like when I say a new product, I mean literally like an original design, to kind of try to get it out before Chinese New Year. So this guy came to us and then he was like, I have this bag. The way he presented the project to us was like, I have this bag, I already have the design ready, I already have the factory, I've already discussed all the details with the factory. I just need you guys to manage the production and try to get it out before Chinese New Year, or at least get me the prototype before Chinese New Year. So we go, because we needed the money, I go, okay, so we charged him a fee. He forced me to get him a proposal within 24 hours. So just to give some context, I talked to him at like, Mike and I talked to him at like 12 a.m. night time. Mike was in the States at the time, so it was probably around 12 p.m. for him. So I stayed up to have this conversation, and then the guy was like, I need the proposal immediately.
Like
you know.
ASAP, right
Yeah,
away.
ASAP. If I don't get it within the next 24 hours, I'm gonna go work with another company.
Yeah.
So
No business.
I stayed up. I started working the proposal. Slept for a few hours.
Your battery.
Slept for yeah, we're almost done. Slept for a few hours. Woke up, then continued working on the proposal. Sent him the proposal, and then we started working with him within a week. Within the first couple of days of me working with him, I told Mike, I was like, let's just give this guy a refund. Because I was like,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it. Like, he was just so annoying and so disrespectful. Like pretty much it's like, oh, because I paid you money, I own you.
Yeah.
And I was
It's like you have to do everything I say.
And also, like, I'm giving him details in the proposal. I've given details like, you need to give us this information. He didn't give that information. Then he's blaming me for stuff being delayed, but I don't have the information I need to work on the project. You know, so that was like that situation. So I should have seen it early on, but it's because I was desperate. So I took the money, and then in the end, it just didn't work out. So I told Mike, like, can't work with this guy. I'm done with the situation, and I want to give him a refund and close out the project.
So it's in short, you just wasted your time.
It didn't just waste. Well, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time because I learned the lesson from that, right?
Yeah,
So like I learned that lesson
yeah.
of like it could have been worse. Like could you imagine if it was a situation where what I learned from that is don't work with assholes. So like, could you imagine if it was a situation where like there's some
Yeah.
asshole CEO who pays us $50,000 and then we're 3 to 6 months into the project, and then I'm like, they threaten to sue us, or
Yeah.
it could be much worse than what happened in the end. So in the end, what happened was Mike tried to work with the guy. He tried to take over the project.
But he really realized
He
the
also
same
had the
thing.
same realization that I had. Once you start talking to this person on a daily basis, and then we ended up refunding the guy. And by the way, he threatened to sue us.
He did threaten you.
He threatened me. He said, I'm gonna call the FBI. So FBI for what? I was like, we're paying you back your money that you paid us.
It's like you're running away from him with his money, right?
And also, like, I mean, come on, it was a ridiculous situation, to say the least. But I'm happy that I learned that lesson very early, like, was the first year running the company. And since that time period, whenever I started to get asshole vibes from people, I was like, it's not worth it.
I think it's the same with relationship. If you felt the asshole vibe.
What kind of assholes are we talking about?
No, because our topic is
No, I know.
when
What
to
kind
say
of
no.
asshole are we talking about?
Asshole.
No, I'm joking. That's sexual innuendo.
Yeah. No, because for me, like, so our topic is when to say no, right? So for me, if it's, you're gonna earn money, but it's gonna break your principle. It's gonna make you look, break your principle and turn you into a person you are not.
Yep.
You know? Like you're a decent person, you have conscience, you have principles, you have integrity. If these values and characters that you have for yourself is going to be, taken away from you, compromised, I don't think I would say yes. It's a no, I guess I'm the person who would really stick on my principle. If I know it's wrong, it's wrong, right? And I think that's how my parents raised me, and like what I said previously, whatever decision you make or whoever you become, it also reflects on your family, you know, who you came from, and your immediate family. Like, if they think you're this kind of person, they would also, like, you know, it would also hurt the reputation of your family. They would also think that, oh, he's the daughter of this, maybe he's also like this, or she's the brother, she's the brother, she's the sister of this person, maybe this person is also like her, you know. So always stick to your principle, and always think, for me, always think, does it gonna hurt your reputation, and your family's reputation? Then say no, you know. And in relationship, if it's gonna be a toxic, I mean, there's no perfect relationship, but if it's already toxic and it's making you the worst version of yourself, instead the best version, instead of him or her bringing out the best in you and making you the worst version of yourself, then say no.
But you know that there's also situations where it's both.
Yeah,
So,
it's
so
both.
like you can bring out the best version of a
Of
person,
the other person, yeah,
but at the same time, that person
brings out the
brings
worst.
out the worst in themselves by being around you, or brings out the worst in you. So what I'm trying to say is, like, just to give some context, I would say, like, it could be a situation where it's like, okay, you start dating somebody who has a lot of self-confidence
Mhm.
internally, right?
Mhm.
And has accomplished more things than you in your life. And for some reason you feel like jealous of that person, or you feel like
Intimidated.
intimidated lesser, or whatever, right? Because you're thinking like,
And
I should have accomplished
You
this
feel
thing.
inferior.
You feel inferior. Yeah. I should have accomplished these things at the same speed that this person has done.
Like, you want to catch up right away.
So simultaneously, it's like you're proud of the individual, you're impressed,
Yeah.
but at the same time
You're jealous.
You feel bad about yourself.
Mhm.
So that can then start to come out in ways where you become toxic with that
Yeah.
person. So
Mhm.
it's like, it's a very strange, complicated situation
Mhm.
where, like, you're being toxic with the person that you're also proud of, and you also are in a relationship with at the
Mhm.
same time, and that comes from your own, how you feel about yourself as a person.
Mhm.
So it's very it's a very strange thing, and so you, as the person, the individual in this situation, who is the, let's say, the more confident one,
Mhm.
you then have to go, like, am I going to be somebody that helps this person on a journey of self-discovery, and improves this person,
Mhm.
helps to improve it? Because obviously people don't improve unless they want to, right?
Yeah.
Or do I just leave it? Do I
Mhm.
say no? So that is the question that I think people struggle with a lot of times, is, do I stay with this person and help them get to where I think they want to be, or think they could be? Not necessarily creating a project, but like where I think they want to be, because
Yeah.
they're saying they want to be this kind of person, but they're behaving in a
Mhm.
different way, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
so it's like, all right, maybe I can help you get to that stage,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, like, one time, this guy told me, I'm not gonna say the name. He said, "You're trying to change me," and I said, "I'm not trying to change you. I'm trying to improve you. It's different."
Yeah,
Right?
but it depends on if the person wants to be improved. That's the thing.
But-
That's why I talk about the project aspect.
No, but they, no, they would think about it. You know, what you said would help them think, like, why do I need to improve? Is there something wrong with me, or is it what I did was wrong?
Okay, this is where me and you disagree most of the time. Is like, when you, that's where I think you start to I know this is not a sexist thing or anything like that, but this is where I feel like the female version of this versus the male version comes into play. Men don't want to improve, like they want to improve their women that they're dating most of the time, or if a guy is gay or whatever, dating their guy. It's mostly like if the person wants to improve, men like to fix things. So like, oh, if you're complaining about your job status, or you're saying I'm over, I want to lose some weight, or you're saying I want to, like, I'm craving this food or whatever. The men go like, oh, okay, if you want that food, I can go buy it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how men think. But sometimes girls are just talking, just like saying what they're thinking, but it's not necessarily as important. You understand what I mean? And women sometimes get irritated with men because we always want to fix something. When a woman complains about something, we always want to fix it. But sometimes women just want to complain. There's a difference.
Yeah, but it's case to case basis.
Of course, it's case to case. Sometimes you have to actually do something.
And also, like, it depends on
you know
what type of person the woman or the man is.
But you know what I'm talking about. You know those days where you want to just vent.
Yeah.
About something.
Yes.
But then the male brain goes, oh, something's wrong. Let me fix it. But you're like, I don't need you to fix it. I don't need your advice right now. I just want you to listen to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of the key difference. But I think it comes full circle in a relationship, where in the relationship itself, men are always trying to fix things. They don't want to improve you. They just want to fix what is broken, right? Or what they think is broken. But then the women look at the guy and say, oh, he's here on this level. He can, so you can't put your phone on do not disturb or something. Like, he's here on this level, but I see him being here, potentially. That's where the project stuff comes into play. Men don't necessarily look at women like that. They don't look at, and I'm stereotyping here. Like, I'm creating a broad discussion, but for the most part, I would say that men look at, they try to pick a girl that's already in the process of doing those things, or is already there. Whereas I think a lot of times women see a guy that they like who could go to another level, and then they feel like they're the person who can push them to the next level, which can be true. It's not like it's not 100% true, but I think it's kind of problematic. Even when I've done my therapy stuff, actually I don't know if I've ever talked about therapy on my YouTube. Yeah, so I do therapy, guys. If you're surprised about that.
Relationship therapy. Or
relationship therapy and personal therapy as well. When I've done relationship therapy, that was one of the things that we talked about was the aspect of, it's not healthy for you to view your man as a project. And it's also not healthy for the man to always, like me as a CEO of a company, a lot of times I'm in control of most of my environment and the things that I'm doing. So I'm usually telling people what to do.
Yeah.
So
controlling,
yes. So what tends to happen is
you try to control
I'm
the
still
relationship.
controlling the relationship, or how I speak to my significant other. So I joke about this all the time. It's like, okay, so I will say to my significant other, should I take off my CEO hat right now and put on the boyfriend hat? If I put on the boyfriend hat, that means I'm just going to sit there and listen, and then I'm going to ask at some stage if it's necessary, do you want me to give you some advice on your situation? If not, I'll just sit here and listen. You know, or maybe just try to make you feel better or something like that. Which is, for me, very difficult to do. To not to make the person feel better, but to not give
Mm.
advice. Like that's a very difficult thing.
But like in regards to women,
Yeah.
women are carer, you know.
Mhm.
So we care for the person, the well-being, how like the whole his whole well-being.
Hold on one second. We have new people in the live, guys. If you wanna drop a comment
Mhm.
about what we're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is every woman, but like for me, like you want the person to be like in a good spot, be the better version of him, this and that, whether you end up together or not, you know? At because for women, like at the end of the day, because women like when they fall in love, it's you know when they say so women are like especially like moms or who have kids, they say like mother have this unconditional love. So I think that's how they also give it to their significant other. You know, like it's we're doing this for you, not for ourselves. So even if we end up together or not, in my heart I know that I've done good for you. Um, you had a good experience, you know, having a relationship with me. I did this for you. You know, like you always have good intention, you know.
Of,
And it's always like for him, not for yourself.
of course, but that's what I was saying. Is like on both sides,
Hmm.
the
But
man has a good intention as well.
yes, so
But it still irritates.
no, but
It still
we have to
irritates
go
him.
back to the main question. When to say no?
When to, I was just like, okay. So anyways, but I told you, Jamie, it's like once you start talking about these
Yeah,
topics,
I
we're
know
gonna
it
go
will
in
evolve.
different. So Jamie was worried that we wouldn't have enough topics to discuss. And I was like,
I
Jamie,
know, I
already know that
know.
we're supposed to do this for 30 minutes.
I
We're going on,
know.
like
It's
an hour.
An hour, more than
Um,
an hour already.
All right, so when to say no when it comes to the relationship side of things, like I didn't want to talk about the relationship side of things, really.
Just a short, like we'll talk about it more deeply on our next live, maybe. But just a short before we end up our live today.
Okay, so when to say no, when to say no, when to say no. You talked about compromising your own feelings or your own. Um,
You as a person, like you're changing into something you are not. Like you're becoming a different person.
I'm thinking because when to say no has changed over the years for me.
Mm.
Because like if you're talking to 19-year-old version of me, I was like just out here trying to hook up with a bunch of different people. So like when to say no, like I was saying no most of the time out of ego.
Mm.
Like I've evolved as a human being since that time period. I've matured. So so I say no less than I did when I was. When the person calms down, I would probably tell them that hey, what you said was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like I would have like a adult conversation.
Yeah.
It's adult
You
conversation.
don't what do you call it? You don't go in the same level of
Yeah,
you
before
know.
before I would just cut off the person.
Mhm.
I might not even talk to the person. It's like they wouldn't even know why I stopped talking to them.
Mm.
But yeah, books that I've read, life lessons, becoming more mature.
Mm.
You realize that people make mistakes.
Mm.
People get emotional
Yeah.
and they say things that they don't mean.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that even though what they said is disrespectful, it doesn't mean that they don't respect you. You know what I mean? And it's your ego talking in those moments, saying like, "Oh, you said this to me. We're done."
Mm.
Nobody talks to Rico like this.
Yeah.
So that was me before. It's like nobody talks to Rico like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I'm like that. I mean, when I was younger, I was like, if I got turned off of one thing,
No.
it's over.
Yeah.
Thank you, next.
Yeah. I think it's just like, and people will just be surprised. Like, he can just turn off your emotions like that. I'm like, yeah, I used to be able to be like that. So now, okay, so now I've talked about like when I was 19. Now, in terms of now, when to say no, yeah, I mean, I agree with Jamie. It's more about like what your values are as a person, um, and you know the. I think okay. One thing I would say in terms of if my own life philosophy in terms of currently, I try it if I'm gonna be in a relationship with somebody, uh, you need to have the important conversations early. So what that means is like, what do you value in a partner? What is your love language? All those kind of things.
Long-term goal and
Long-term
short-term
goals, short-term goals, all those kind of conversations, which seem kind of stupid to have at the beginning, because at the beginning you just in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, you're trying to like please each other.
Yeah, it's a honeymoon phase, and you just want to have fun, and you don't want to have these deep conversations. But once you start to feel like you're really connected with somebody, you need to have those conversations because that's going to
It's gonna affect.
dictate later down the line when you start to have fights, when you start to have issues with each other, or maybe you start
Seeing
to think
your
about things.
differences.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's really important to have those conversations. So for me, once I have those conversations with somebody at the beginning of our relationship, when we're 1 year or 2 years in, and I start to see that person doing different things than what we already discussed, that's when I start to feel like I have to say no. That's.
It's like you showed a different version of you previously, but now I'm learning you're not the person that you showed you are.
Or even just like people can grow. Don't get me wrong. People can change and grow throughout the course of a relationship. It's normal. It's how humans are. But what I'm putting on top of what you're saying is if we have a agreement on something, and then you decide to change in your mind how that agreement works, or you don't want to do that anymore, or something, that needs to be a conversation. You can't just like start doing something different, because you're gonna offend your partner, and your partner is also gonna be confused because we're like, hey, but we agreed on this. Now 2 years later, you don't want to do this, or 1 year later, you don't want to do that thing, but you're not saying to your partner, you're just doing something completely.
But also just to add on it, like you can feel if the true self or the true personality of this person is really coming out, and he or she was just faking, on the first part of the relationship.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm gonna go deeper into it.
No. I'm just gonna say this is just a short. No, because I just realized, like when I look, like try to recall, like my past experiences, right? When I try to recall, like I felt it, but I just tried to give more chances to this person. But you still end up finding out that what your doubts before is true. Like what do you call it? The women's intuition. You have this intuition that he's I feel like he's like this, but he's doing this, he's nice, he's doing this for you, but ending at the end of the day or after a while, he would come back, or he would show like proofs of when you're having doubts. So like in my head now, it's like I should have said no, earlier, because I saw the sign too. Like I saw signs already, right? Red flags.
I don't think it's women's intuition. I just think it's red flags. Because men have the same situations. Like we have the same situations.
Yeah. So I mean,
where you meet somebody and then the
Mhm.
beginning, you see certain patterns of behavior and you ignore them,
Yeah.
and then later on those things become bigger.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like, oh, I should have really paid attention
Mm-hmm.
to those red flags.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's a lot of red flags already, don't give too much chances of for to that person,
Yeah, but
because
but
it's
then
just
you also have to.
gonna
But it's
you're
easy.
gonna end up being abused.
It's easy to say, Jamie, but it's also difficult to.
It's
Wait, let me finish the sentence. It's easy to say, but it's difficult to implement because not everybody can recognize red flags. Like I know people where like somebody is describing their new boyfriend or new girlfriend, and then as soon as I hear like one or two things about their personality or how they behave, or I meet the actual person, I'm like, yo, like, why do you want to be with this person? Like, I saw already, like, so many red flags about how they behave around people, what they say, what they, how they said some comments towards you.
Yeah, how they treat you.
Like, it was just like, yeah, there's so many things, but that person is not seeing those things.
Yeah.
So, like, it's also an aspect you need to be able to recognize the red flags. Yeah.
And that sometimes it's nice to have a third person's, perception or opinion on what they are seeing towards the relationship. It's not that because you wanted to listen to them, but you want to like have more, you want to reflect
Perspective.
more, you want to analyze more, because if your intention is to get married after dating, well, you're gonna talk about
Marriage stuff.
no, but some people date to get married, right?
No, not some people, most people.
Most people, like, why you waste time with a person and then
Yeah,
you just
but I mean-
you no intention of okay, not getting married,
marriage
but
is a
okay,
construct.
even not getting married, but
Don't-
to be
don't-
with the person,
Don't help me
until the
lose-
end.
Don't make me lose potential business prospects.
Anyhow.
It's like you're pushing.
But you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean.
Yeah, people have a long-term goal. A lot of times when
Mm.
they date somebody, they have a long-term perspective of wanting to be with that person for the rest of their lives. It doesn't have to be marriage. It's just like this is
Oh,
a
life
long-term
partner.
life partner, or whatever. Like, so
That's what I'm saying. So change it, marriage or to life.
that's why I use the word partner so much because like not everybody gets married. So it's like I say partner because that makes more. It's broader to me. It makes more sense than everybody just having this goal. Of,
I'm just used to
getting married.
the word marriage because here in the Philippines we don't have divorce and we're still, a conservative country. Not everyone is open to.
Conservative.
Still. Oh, there are still.
Conservative. Jesus Christ. The
No,
Philippines
not-
is the least conservative country. One of the least. If there's a
You're the people,
top five. Top five.
like people are not still in favor of just living in together. They're still, the
JP.
elders are still like,
Yay,
are you gonna
please.
get married?
Please.
That's why I'm only
Please don't, like,
I'm only telling you.
Search
the
for News is a
reason.
respectable channel. I can't talk about the things that I know about the Philippines, okay? Like I can't. Conservative is the last word that I was conservative. The only
That's
parts,
the pure Filipino, conservative.
the only parts of
And old-fashioned.
the only parts of the Philippines that I would say are conservative is the fact that there's no it's the Catholic
Yeah.
aspect, but how many people are actually following all the rules of Catholicism? It's not really that many people. So, anyways, but
We have to save that from
no,
to the next for the next
yeah,
live.
no divorces,
Yeah,
all
that's
that
what
kind
I'm
of stuff.
saying.
But in terms of actual behavior, you can still be married. Let's just put it like this: you can still be married and behave like you're not married, right? and
Anyhow,
I've seen it
I
very
think we
much.
already covered or
Yeah, it's a
gave
good,
our
it's a,
idea
it's
about
a, it's a good place to
when to
close
say
off.
no.
It's a good place to close off. But no, don't tell me about conservatism in the Philippines.
Whatever.
Google Burgle Street. Tell me that it's conservative.
It's just a part,
I-
like 1% part of the
Jamie.
Philippines.
Jamie.
Whatever.
There's a Burgle Street.
It's gonna be a different topic,
There's a
okay?
Burgle Street on different islands as well. Okay.
I know what island you're talking about.
So yeah, so just Google Burgle Street.
Okay, but whatever,
Talk
like
about conservatism. Conservatism in the Philippines. No, that's not. That's like a facade. You know, like
But it's
when you're
still-
getting married. You know, like when the bride is coming down and then she has a veil. It's fake. You know what I mean? It's a mask on top of what you're really going when she removes the veil. That's the real shit. This one is the this is real. So what you know, this aspect of the Philippines being a Catholic country, religious country, conservative, is the veil. That's a veil. So alright, I'm done. I'm done.
it's gonna be on the next live or video. But yeah, that's my opinion on when to say no.
Okay.
Anyhow, it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun. It's a fun night or podcast and live. We're actually having a game night.
Do you want to see if there's anything that we should prepare?
No, they're just like it's just notification
Okay,
of the people
so
that's
for the
that are watching.
for the few people watching on my live, if you wanna say something before we jump off, say something now or for
or forever.
Or hold your peace.
Hold your peace.
because Jamie tried to remove the veil. She tried to keep the veil on the Philippines, but I removed the veil. And then what else? I actually know there's a podcast that I like where they end it always with something positive.
Uh,
So they'll either say like a positive quote, or they'll say like, and then they'll say goodbye from me.
mm,
So one toast I made recently was towards Jamie's, one of Jamie's kids. Name is Jiyoung. I said I'm not. I have to go further back so you guys can see that. I'm not lower than you. I'm not better than you. We are equals. So that's how I want to leave this particular
yeah.
podcast. And that's goodbye from me.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for joining us, accompanying us, listening to us. And hopefully next time you'll have time to join us again and maybe interact with us. So if you have any topics that you wanted to discuss with us, or if you have question with business, Rico is an expert on that. I have ideas too. We're just on a different industry, but just let us know, and we'll be more than happy to answer and interact with you.
Alright.
That's it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.